Hello, welcome back to my channel and welcome if you're new here. My name is Jen. I'm a certified weight loss and nutrition coach, and today we're talking about intuitive eating. I posted a video a couple weeks back where I asked you guys if you'd be interested in learning a little bit more about intuitive eating. That played a part in that video, so I wanted to today touch on intuitive eating. I'm going to give you a somewhat detailed quick start guide as a beginner to intuitive eating. If it's something you've been thinking about or contemplating, this may be exactly the information you need to make a better educated decision. So if you are looking forward to hearing all about intuitive eating, give this video a big, huge thumbs up. And if you're new or you haven't yet subscribed, I'd love to have you. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button and click the bell right next to it so you never miss a single video. I do upload every Tuesday and Thursday, so you don't want to miss out. Check out the description box down below for nutrition coaching. I offer personalized to you macros as well as one-on-one coaching if you'd like to chat with me directly, especially if you are considering intuitive eating. A one-on-one coaching session and macros and calories would be very, very beneficial for you. Also, links, discounts to all my favorite healthy things are also down in that description box. So let's jump in to all about intuitive eating. First, let's talk about why intuitive eating. Why would that be something that you'd want to strive for or something that you would want to incorporate into your life? The synopsis of intuitive eating is making yourself an expert with your body, learning your hunger signals, learning when you're satisfied and satiated, and stopping eating at that point, and just becoming an expert on your own body. Essentially, it is the exact opposite of a traditional diet. It does not impose any types of restrictions. You don't have to track your food, measure out your food, or really be concerned about the foods that you're eating. It opens up a big world full of food possibilities. It teaches you how to be the only person, the one and only person who makes decisions about the foods that enter into your body. We need to start out with the basics. What are the basics of intuitive eating? Now that we know what it is, what are the basics if this is something we want to incorporate as a lifestyle? Essentially, intuitive eating promotes a healthy attitude towards food. It encourages you to have food freedom, which is so incredibly important and something that traditional diets do not allow, and that is complete food freedom. Traditional diets restrict and eliminate food groups, which can lead to binging and overeating. So by following an intuitive eating approach, it opens up that wide world of possibilities. The whole idea of intuitive eating is you should eat when you're hungry and stop when you're full. Not so full that you can barely move like Thanksgiving Day full, but satisfied and full when you're no longer feeling pangs of hunger. To follow intuitive eating, you essentially need to relearn your body. In order to do that, you have to distinguish between two different types of hunger. First of all is physical hunger, and secondly is emotional hunger. So let's dive into both of these types of hunger just a little bit more. Physical hunger is the biological sign that tells your body you're hungry. Your stomach is growling, you're feeling hunger pains, you're feeling fatigued, and you know that your body just needs food as nourishment to give you the energy that you need to make it through the rest of your day. Also, biological hunger is when you're feeling hangry, when you're irritated or annoyed because of lack of nourishment. Now, emotional hunger, this is very different. This is driven solely by emotional needs. So whether you're sad, depressed, happy, lonely, or bored. I know for me, boredom eating is a real thing, and that is a sign of emotional eating when you're eating strictly because you're bored. These can create a craving for food, in specific comfort food, high calorie, high fat, high sugar processed foods. We eat these foods, we then go into a self-hatred mode. We're disappointed in ourselves that we allowed ourselves to overindulge or even indulge in foods that we've deemed as bad. And spoiler alert, no food is bad or good. Food is fuel. So you have to be able to differentiate between the two, physical hunger and emotional hunger. So let's chat now a little bit about the history of intuitive eating. Where did this whole concept come from, and how did it become more mainstream? The term intuitive eating was coined in 1995 by author Evelyn Tribble and Elise Reich. However, the concept of intuitive eating has earlier roots than even 1995 when these two individuals put it out into mainstream. Susie Orbach in 1978 published the book Fat is a Feminist Issue. push you. This is when intuitive eating was first put out into the world. It wasn't so mainstream or as popular or as well known, but in 1978, the talk of intuitive eating was already happening. Even earlier than 1978, in 1973, so 5 years earlier, Thelma Weyer founded a management program called Green Mountain at Fox Run in the state of Vermont. The whole basis around this program was that diets don't work and that developing a healthy lifestyle has absolutely nothing to do with dieting and more to learning and being in tune with our bodies. So as intuitive eating started in 1973 and evolved to what it is today, there are 10 main key principles that are essential to being an intuitive eater, being successful at intuitive eating, and really learning the foundation and the basis of that lifestyle. Key principle number 1 is rejecting completely diet mentality. The diet mentality is essentially that there's a diet out there somewhere far, far away or maybe close by that will actually work for you, where intuitive eating is 100% anti-diet. We don't follow a diet, we follow a healthy lifestyle. Key principle number 2 is honoring your hunger. Hunger is not your enemy. Hunger is simply your body telling you that it needs some fuel for whatever activity you're doing or may be doing. Hunger is your body's way of telling you that it needs attention, support, and nourishment. So it's not the enemy, it's actually your cue to fuel your body. Number 3 is making peace with food. Learning that no food is bad or good, that no food is off limits, and you can truly eat whatever you want in moderation. Eating when you're hungry and stopping when you're full, not overindulging, and again, making peace with food and not calling food bad or good, but considering food fuel. And that goes hand in hand with number 2, and that is challenging the food police. Letting people know that tell you that foods are bad or good, that they're not, that there is no such thing as a good or bad food. You should not be told what to eat, how much you can eat, when you can eat, what food groups you can eat. You should have complete food freedom, and that is part of intuitive eating. Number 5 is probably the biggest one and the one that most people struggle with, and this is respecting when your body's full. Just like your body tells you when it's hungry, your body's also going to signal you when it's full, when you're no longer hungry. And like I mentioned, we're not talking about fullness to the point that you can barely move, but full and satisfied where you don't feel the physical emotion of hunger. You're no longer hungry. You've nourished your body. You feel like you're in a place where you can step away and go on with your day. Number 6 is discovering that satisfaction factor. And this goes hand in hand with learning when your body is satisfied. Make your eating experience more enjoyable. Enjoy the foods that you're eating. Sit down when you're consuming your meals. When you make eating your meal, consuming your meal pleasurable, you're likely to feel satisfied faster and more effectively learn the style of intuitive eating. Number 7 is also a big one, and this is to honor your feelings without focusing on food. Emotional eating is simply a strategy for coping with feelings. Whether those feelings are positive or negative, that's exactly what emotional eating is. Find ways that are completely unrelated from food to fuel those emotional needs. Maybe that's taking a long walk or taking a bubble bath or reading a good book. Become aware of the times that you may feel hungry simply based on emotion and find another way to satisfy whatever emotion you're feeling. Number 8 is respect your body. And this is something we should be doing whether we're following a diet or intuitive eating. Stop self-criticizing your body. Stop pointing out all of the flaws and remember exactly what your body does for you. Know that you're beautiful and you're special and you're loved and you're appreciated, and stop being so Debbie Downer on yourself and criticizing your body. Learn to respect it and appreciate it no matter what state your body is in. Number 9 is learning exercise and appreciating what exercise does for you. Find ways to move your body that you enjoy. Let's be honest, if we're going to the gym and walking on the treadmill for an hour and 10 minutes in, we're completely bored out of our mind and we're literally dragging ourselves to do that exercise, you're not going to stick with it. You're not going to enjoy it, but more importantly, you're not going to stick with it and turn it into a lifestyle. Find something that you enjoy when it comes to moving your body and something that brings you joy. I know for me, I love jazzercise. It is a fantastic workout, but I love the camaraderie, the community. It's so much fun. And even though it's hard and it sucks at times, it goes really quickly and it's something I truly look forward to. So make sure whatever activity you're doing is something you enjoy. And number 10 is honor your health. Focus on gentle nutrition. The food that you eat should make you feel good, but should also taste good. Don't dumb down all of your food to diet foods that taste horrible just for the sake of losing weight or maintaining your weight or being on a specific diet. Remember that your overall food pattern is what dictates your lifestyle. Having McDonald's one night for dinner or having a cookie as a late night snack isn't going to make or break your health. It's what you do overall. 80% or more of the time, being a healthy individual and making good choices allows that extra 20% for those indulgences. And learn, it's not about what you do one time, but it's about what you do every single day, day in, day out. I also want to touch on some research-based benefits for intuitive eating. Research on intuitive eating has been largely focused on the female population. The studies have been focused on healthier psychological attributes, lower BMI or body fat, and just learning to have an overall better relationship with food. One of the major benefits of intuitive eating is your psychological health. Diets and diet culture can wreak havoc on your psychological health. People who intuitive eat have been known to increase their self-esteem, their body image, and their overall quality and development of learning to cope with things like depression and anxiety. It also has fantastic retention rates. People who intuitive eat are likely to stick with that lifestyle. It's something they're able to stick with long-term for their life. And lastly, especially in women, which again is where the majority of these studies have been conducted, it's been shown to astronomically decrease disordered eating habits. Again, that restricting and binging, the overeating, eating when you're not hungry, eating when you're emotional versus when you're physically hungry. So intuitive eating can play a big part in your psychological health, but also your physical health as well. So if you're liking what you hear and you think that intuitive eating may be a journey that you want to embark on, let's talk about how you get started. Without judgment, whether from yourself or from others, start taking stock in your eating patterns. When you eat a snack or a meal, ask yourself, are you physically hungry or are you eating due to emotional hunger? Learn your body, learn your eating and your hunger habit. If it's physical hunger, make sure you rank your hunger on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 being not very hungry, just maybe a little bit hungry, and 10 being absolutely ravenous and starving. Aim to eat when you're hungry, not starving. Let's repeat that again for those people in the back of the room. We don't want to eat when we're starving. We want to eat when we're hungry. We want to fuel our body throughout the day, not wait until we can barely make it to the kitchen to get that meal. Also, you want to stop eating when you're comfortable when it comes to fullness, not overly stuffed. There are some great intuitive eating resources out there. I will go ahead and link them down below. There are a couple of absolutely fantastic books all about intuitive eating, including the book published in 1995 that I referenced earlier in the video. The original Intuitive Eating Pro website is another great resource. Janine Roth has a fantastic website also relating to intuitive eating. And the Ellen Satter Institute is another fantastic resource. You can also reach out to a nutritionist, dietitian, or someone like myself, a weight loss coach, for additional coaching when it comes to intuitive eating, setting you up for success. Make sure you understand your hunger signals and your body signals, and reaching out to a professional can help you fully understand those a little bit better before embarking into intuitive eating. So the bottom line of today's video is what you eat is just as important as how you eat. Letting your own internal cues of hunger guide the way. When you're physically hungry, we eat. When we're physically full, we stop, and we really focus on not eating due to emotions. Learn to appreciate our bodies, have higher self-esteem, a better body image, and learn just an overall well-balanced life. So again, if you're interested in intuitive eating, check out the resources linked down below, or reach out or schedule a one-on-one coaching session. I would love to help you get started or navigate through your intuitive eating journey. So if you enjoyed today's video and you found it helpful, don't forget to give it a big, huge thumbs up. And if you're new or you haven't yet subscribed, I would love to have you here. Hit the subscribe button and don't forget to click the bell right next to it so you never miss a single video. Down in that description box, you'll find everything I shared with you today as far as resources, as well as nutrition coaching and links and discounts to all my favorite healthy things. Thank you again so much for watching. I really hope you found this helpful, and let me know down in the comments if you would like some follow-up videos all about intuitive eating. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.